Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you've been well. Today, we're talking about power, off-grid power, but I also traded in my Tacoma for a Forester. So that's other big news. I'm just kidding. I still have my Tacoma. Right now it's getting some cool stuff done to it that you'll see soon. I'd been wanting kind of a beater commuter, something I could toss dedicated winter tires on and rack up miles and have it get pounded by hail and not really care about it. And so I got one, and it was just good timing because I'm not gonna have my truck for like a week or two. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not gonna turn this into like an overland thing. It's a beater, but it's kind of cool. I kind of like it. But let's talk a little bit about power. So this is from Energy. It's the Kodiak. You've probably seen this. I use this camping all the time, recharge my drones. I use it actually a lot to run an electric heated blanket when I'm camping and it's super cold, and I just, I can, so I do. And a lot of people make fun of me, but hey, getting into a warm sleeping bag at night in the mountains when it's like snowing out is awesome. Anyway, this thing packs a lot of juice. They sent this out to me many months ago to where they don't even make this model anymore. They've updated it. It's now called the Apex. It's got some notable upgrades, but the form factor and a lot of the stats are like pretty similar. So I'm just gonna be talking about this because I don't have an Apex. I have the older Kodiak, which has a cool little bear cutout for the Kodiak. So this is what's called a solar generator. A lot of people think it's like a generator, like a gas generator. It generates power. It doesn't generate any power. It simply stores power that can be generated either from an AC outlet or a DC cigarette lighter, or as we'll get into in a bit, a solar panel. So what this is basically a big battery pack with an inverter. This is a pure sine wave, so sensitive electronics and stuff will be all good. Also has some DC cigarette type lighters, some DC plugs, and a bunch of USB here. Turns on, shows you a display, all kinds of good stuff. The new one, the Apex, actually has a much improved display. Another pretty unique feature about this is it has a 30 amp like RV plug over here. So if you need to hook up something bigger, you have the RV port over there to take advantage of. And you have tons of ports. This is what I really like. I have a couple other solar generators that just have like a single port or a couple ports, and then I'm plugging like an extension cord into them so I can get more ports or whatever. This, I don't ever really need to bring like a splitter or an extension type cord because I can plug everything I need to here. They're nicely spaced out. And what makes this system really unique is it has 1500 watt max power, 3000 watt surge. So basically pretty much whatever you can plug into a standard outlet in your home, this will power. You wanna run a coffee maker? This has got you. You wanna run a blender? This has got you. You wanna power your refrigerator or any kind of stuff? This has got you through the AC outlets. And then you can also simultaneously run, obviously, all 6 outlets, DC or USB. So for like a charging station, this really can't be beat because you can just charge so much stuff off of this one. And the new one actually has some USB-C ports as well. The other thing that's nice is this is 1100 watt hours. That means like the whole battery capacity, how many times you can recharge your laptop or your drone batteries or whatever. So it has quite a bit in here. The form factor is pretty nice. It's 14 inches by 7 by 8 inches. So a pretty small package and only 25 pounds. 25 pounds may seem like a lot, but for what this is offering, it's actually very light. I think it's lighter and smaller than pretty much anything in the bracket that offers this much wattage as well as this many watt hours. A couple other pretty unique features is you can charge this thing with 500 watts of solar panels. Most other ones can handle like 100 watts, some can handle 200 watt, but this is 500 watts. So if you have the capacity to run a bunch of solar panels in this thing, and you can shoot 500 watts into this, it can handle it and charge super fast. You can also charge it with just a 100 watt panel or a 20 watt panel or whatever, but it has the capacity to run much more wattage into it to charge it much faster. It also has an MPPT controller, which is the more efficient type of solar controller. A lot of these units won't have an MPPT controller, so they won't charge as efficiently or as fast. I forget if the Kodiak does, but the new Apex does have that. The other unique feature is if you want to use this kind of as the base and you want to expand it and have more batteries, you can hook more batteries up to this, like pretty much as many as you want. So you can kind of use this as your main source, your inverter and your charge controller, and then just chain it to other batteries, so you can have your big solar array set up and charge multiple batteries. I don't use any of that, but it's a cool feature, especially if you're kind of wanting to use this as a little more kind of off-grid type living. And so that's that. What I like about a unit like this versus like a dual battery system is that if I want to take a different car, I can just grab this, chuck it in the car. If I have a power outage at home and I need to keep running my refrigerator, say maybe you have some insulin or something that you need to keep refrigerated, or maybe you need a CPAP machine to sleep, this functions at home as well. So you can take it overlanding, you can take it out to your cabin, you can use it at home in a power outage. And for those prepper types, which is largely applies to me, is end of the world also, you have some power as well. So that's why I like a unit like this rather than like a dedicated something that's tied specifically to your vehicle. Especially also if you wanted to set up like a camping kind of base camp, but take your truck or your car elsewhere, you can leave this, you leave the solar panel out and just charge it while you go elsewhere. You can't do that as easily with a vehicle type system. So there's a lot of pros to this. I mean, there's pros to a vehicle dual battery system as well, but a lot of pros to a system like this. So if you're thinking of getting into power and kind of anything I talked about kind of appeals to you, or you're like, oh, actually that's a really great use case, then something like this definitely is worth looking into. Now they're entirely unrelated, but under this, what this is sitting on is actually a solar panel, believe it or not. So what we have here is a crazy compact solar panel. This is from Power Film, made in the US. These guys do a lot of military type stuff. And this is a just barely over 6 pound, 120 watt solar panel. So now this, you're not gonna hard mount it to a vehicle or anything like that. This is a lightweight, small option that you're gonna toss in a car or in a backpack or do whatever you need with it. They have smaller options. They have a bunch of different kind of stuff. This is kind of their big dog. And this ain't cheap. This is like a baller item, basically. There's a few different colors, but I'll kind of show you how it works. So you can see here, it folds out pretty big. I actually have this hooked up to my truck when I go out, and I can use it as like an awning. I'll kind of show some of that real quick. So I just kind of ghetto rigged this because I don't have any trees to really hook it up to. But I have some points basically against my roof rack that I have it hooked to, and I just have it in here with this cable. You could also just hang it. Obviously, this for the angle of the sun right now probably would actually be kind of your best bet. And then what we have here is the plug. So this plug plugs in to the solar panel, and then the other side, they have a bunch of different types. So this is a specific plug that works with the energy. They sell a variety of different plugs here, kind of basic stuff up to kind of customized things like this. So you can interface the panel directly with whatever you need to charge with the panel. So the cool thing about this stuff, in addition to just being flexible and foldable and lightweight, is that you could basically charge like this. If you have some of these cells covered or some of them completely covered, or there's branches or there's shade, it's still gonna function. Obviously not at maximum output, but it's still gonna function. A lot of the panels you get, if you have even like this much of the panel covered, the whole thing isn't gonna work at all. This will. Furthermore, if you really got gung-ho prepper type commandos, this can be shot up. It can be punctured, it can get holes in it. You could shoot bullets through this. They have it on their website, and it'll still work. Granted, you'll lose the output of the damaged cells, but the rest of the system will continue working even if one of these cells is damaged. So that makes this a really, really kind of unique panel in that it's not only lightweight, portable, can unfold, you can provide shade, but it's super durable in the sense that if it literally gets shot up, it'll still work. So yeah, just two really cool options that I've been asked about quite a bit because I kind of show them in my Weekenderlander series. So if you need power, great option. And again, the beauty of this is in just how many plugs it has, the expandability, and for me that it can handle 1500 watts, which is a ton of power output. So how I'll usually use this on just like a 1 or 2 night trip is I'll charge it at home with just an AC, just a wall charger, just plugs into a regular wall plug and then plugs into this and charges it. So I'll just take it fully charged and it'll last a couple of days. It also has a DC charger, so if you want to just plug it into a cigarette lighter in your car, you can charge it that way. And then obviously you can charge it with solar panels. And then the solar panel, which I really don't use as often, but it's just super nice having a 120 watt solar panel. And PowerFilm did send me out this for testing, kind of check it out in Colorado and do all this stuff. So it's just a really cool panel, just how lightweight it is, how easy it is just to toss and have it there if you need it. And also the size of it's kind of a pro and a con. It's cool because it can provide shade. So yeah, you can kind of use it like as an awning, hang it from some trees or off of your car, or you can just like put it on the hood of your car like I did here, or just throw it on the ground if you need to. But you know, the con is that it does take up a lot of space. So it's not a super compact thing and you can't just permanently mount this obviously anywhere like that. They pair really nicely together, but this can be used on its own with anything else, and the Kodiak can also be used on its own with other panels or with no panels at all. So 2 cool options that people have seen in videos and asked questions about, and that's just kind of, that's them. They've worked for me, I've run them pretty hard, they've handled the use and abuse of just off-roading in Colorado, so I've had no issues with them really, and I can definitely highly recommend them. I do have a coupon code for the Energy. I don't think I have a coupon code for this, but I'll put links and coupon codes and all that stuff down below in the video description. So check those out if you're interested in purchasing them. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up button, get subscribed to the channel, comment down below. Let me know if there's kind of other systems you want me to check out. I have been using a couple others that I'll probably review on the channel at some point. But yeah, these are kind of my main jams. All right, until next time, take care.